Yeah, them boys at the corner store, cracking jokes like we poppin' soda water. They Gucci K rockin', never teaching the ladies laws for sure. Blue cool hand, hardy on the floor. Hot dog, cheese and toppings vibe for the Facebook Live, for the Facebook Live. Me and Micah chatting up with paper and politics. Slick Kane got the book where they thinking picks. Glennville streets catching all the loops. Laughs loud, five, ground crews never mouth. Step in, get styled, our stories compiled. Corner store vibes, where we thrive. Tune in live, watch us jive. Glennville's on, let's high five. Podcast time, let's dive.
Hey, happy Thursday. Hope you got your snacks, your drinks, your juice, and all that good stuff because we're back at the corner store. And I'm going to bring up my esteemed guests. We have Slick King, Xavier Lewis, Micah King, and still the teacher of the year himself, Q, Edmund Richardson in the building. What's up, my guys?
What's going on?
What's up?
Man, I can't call this another
Busy
year.
Busy
week, busy summer. School's getting ready to start back. Edmund, are you ready for school, man?
Hey, I ain't got no choice.
The kids will whoop your ass. They know you're the teacher. They're going to whoop your ass as soon as you get in there.
Oh, hey, man, we ain't even started. I don't even think we started school shopping yet.
Me either.
Man, I do all mine online now. So I don't even leave the house.
Man, last time I ordered something online, bro, them damn shorts came back looking like boxers. Fucking with, hey, I got to touch my stuff.
I love that our school uniform, man. I love that, boy. I go to one store, I'm done.
Oh man.
Hey, we might as well be uniform because they ain't gonna do nothing but wear a t-shirt
and short tops. Absolutely.
Yep. Hey, quick announcement. We're going to try something different. Hopefully you guys will participate with us tonight. But we are going to open up a simulated phone line to where we post our link. And you can come on, click the link, and we'll bring you on to the show. You don't have to have your camera on, but we'll have your audio on so you can chime in, ask us questions, and we'll opine on any questions you have. It can be political, sports, memories from Glennville. We definitely want to hear that. Or if you just want to give us a shout out on the show, give yourself a shout out. Just click the link once we post it. We'll probably do that around 9:30. But in the meantime, we're going to jump into the show itself. And our first segment is paper and politics. And we have two of the most knowledgeable young men that I know of in the political arena, Micah King and Edmund Richardson. Man, what's happening today in this political environment?
And the Democrats just got a breath of fresh air. That's what happened. They've been pretty much revived. So with the movement, and I like how he did it. Honestly, some people have whatever they can say, whatever, but I like how he got out the way. And last night he mentioned that it's a time and place for elderly wisdom, and it's a time and place for new, younger voices, and he recognized that, and I think revitalized the Democratic Party, and I think changed the game for this coming November.
I agree. I felt that he did he made a very strategic move. He allowed the Republican convention to happen so that they, fired all the shots at him, and then on that Sunday, stole all their thunder and announced that he was stepping out the race, and then waited about 30 minutes when everybody started questioning, is he going to support his vice president? Because it was a lot of, people concerned about what was going to happen next, and came out and endorsed her like 30 minutes late. And she has had a flawless rollout, one of the best I've seen in politics since I've been paying attention to politics, and it's been a while. I felt like her message has come together. It's timely. It's the future versus the past, the prosecutor versus the felon. I mean, that's a winning message. And I feel like I was telling you all earlier, I feel like I haven't seen this much excitement since 2008. Yes, if you're on social media, you got a lot of ignorant folk who don't understand what's going on and saying all type of crazy things. But for the most part, what I'm seeing, the energy I'm seeing now is unprecedented. I haven't seen this since 2008, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, those are very good points. And there's a lot of misinformation out there. Like we're being energized on the left side, but also the opposition is being energized to try to tarnish her name, tarnish her legacy, tarnish her track record. Can you guys talk about a little bit about her track record as AG in California? Like everyone talked about, she locked up all these black men and all of that.
Is that me or y'all? Okay, so for me, I've been a Kamala Harris fan since 2004 or 5. I remember years ago, I watched the State of Black America. Tavis Smiley used to hold these symposiums every year to talk about a black agenda. And she came on the show, and I was like, man, she has talent. She's going places. She had one of the most progressive, forward-looking plans when it came to criminal justice reform, when it was like you shouldn't go that way because everybody was trying to be tough on crime in the early 2000s, during the 1990s and the early 2000s. And she came up with this whole concept of back on track, where she was targeting especially African-American men to rehabilitate themselves and get job training so that they won't repeat the same mistakes of the past. So when they get out, they're prepared and are productive citizens. It is a program that was replicated around the country. Also, when she was DA, her conviction rate, when people were saying, oh, she locked up all these black men, actually the conviction rate for marijuana and all those other things went down. She actually did not prosecute ladies of the night because it was a bigger issue there and people didn't like that. When she became attorney general, marijuana numbers went down. I think her predecessor, it went from like 145 convictions all the way down to 45. This lady had the biggest, she won the most money out of any attorney general during the housing crisis, got $19 billion for the citizens of California. This lady in the Senate, I mean, her Senate career speaks for itself. She's known for her grilling those potential Supreme Court justices, but she's been on the front line. She was the key sponsor for the George Floyd and Policing Act. She was the key sponsor for the Emmett Till lynching legislation that eventually passed. She's been on the front line of advocating for women health issues around mortality rates with women giving birth to children. And she's been the voice in Joe Biden's White House that has moved on HBCU funding as an HBCU graduate of Howard University. She's pushed on issues of lowering the cost of insulin, our pharmacy drugs, insulin, the $35 and more drugs are coming online. So she has a track record. Plus, she's been the sitting vice president of the United States. And so there's no one as qualified as she is to step into that role, who's been getting a daily briefing on the intelligence of from around the world, what's going on around the world, and as it pertains to our interests as Americans. So this lady is prepared, ready to step in, and she's tough.
Yeah, the right will never base anything on fact. Nothing they say is going to be based on or grounded and rooted in fact. They can't get it on experience because, as Edmund just beautifully ran down her experience from the top up, she's really the more experienced candidate in the race right now. So they can't get it on experience. They can't get it on her track record and her policies. So they have to attack. They start attacking her character. They start saying stuff like, well, she's black, she's radical, she's a lady, and start attacking and talking about things that really don't have anything to do with politics, and just start spitting out lies and falsities that aren't grounded and rooted in fact. And that's what they're going to continue to do to try to salvage whatever they have left of this campaign.
and calling her the DEI candidate. Like, what does that mean? You're trying to say the N-word, but a DEI candidate, a person who was duly elected by the citizens of San Francisco to be the DA, citizens elected her to be the Attorney General. The citizens elected her of California to be the U.S. Senator from the state of California, and then the Americans elected her to be the Vice President Joe Biden. And California is 6% African American. So how can you be a DEI? But that's in the message that she's not qualified. When there are jokers in Congress and people that have gone on to the White House that wouldn't have been president if it wasn't for their bloodline. You see what I'm saying? But we have to work twice and 3 times as hard to achieve a slice of this success as they do. They can be mediocre and get to where we can get to being 3 times better.
Yeah. And let's go ahead and kill that narrative too, because they're saying that nobody voted for her. Yeah, we did. What y'all don't understand is Black people, we have to think about 3 steps ahead. So we understood when we voted for Joe, we was voting for Kamala. And just in case, we knew he was old when we voted for him. And we had, all right, he got the black lady in his back pocket. We're going to go ahead and vote for him just in case. So we was thinking ahead this whole time. So yes, we did vote for her for this very reason.
Hey, ain't nobody on our side is complaining about that. That's just another excuse for them to kind of try to discredit her. I'm gonna tell you, and I talked with Edmund, I was not a big Kamala fan, you know what I'm saying? But she was gonna get my vote, you know what I'm saying? I told them they could have rolled Biden up there with after having a stroke, and I still would have voted for him. So, you know, that was a done deal. But the disrespect that I'm seeing and the use of this DEI, I watched the conference with them going over with the Secret Service director, and they used the DEI. And then I turn around the next couple of days and I see them using it with Kamala, DEI. It just seemed like me, the trend is if you're not white, male, you a DEI hire. And I feel like that's disrespectful to the people that work hard. And you look at her record, you know, not only was she a district attorney, she was the AG, she was a senator and vice president. Now, the guys that are on the other ticket, tell me who comes close to that. So I don't want to hear that noise about she ain't nothing. She got where she at. Vance, you know, I think Vance was pumping gas a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would say he's more of a DEI hire than she would ever be a DEI.
He hasn't even
said
no experience.
Yeah. Oh, we ain't gonna get there talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene, Boebert. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear all that.
High school dropout.
Yeah.
Tim Scott was appointed his first term, though.
And why do you think they appointed him? They need diversity in the party.
Mm-hmm. That'll help.
But see, that's their definition of DEI, though. See, we believe that we need diversity, equity, and inclusion, and the only way you get that if you go after those people and look. Those programs are not just to give me a job. I got to perform. I got to have SAT scores. I got to have grades to get into Harvard. But the problem has been no one complains about affirmative privilege where you get points on your application if your father and your mother went to Harvard or Yale. No one talks about that.
Yeah, nobody talks about the
University
legacy.
of Georgia, any of those schools. But guess what? We were locked out for many, many years. So how are you going to level the playing field if you don't have some type of program to give access to these other marginalized groups? See, that's the thing. That's the conversation we don't want to have. They forget about that. See, they want to have a conversation from today, but we're talking about, if you look at it, we haven't been fully free in this country since 1965. The Voting Rights Act was the last act that was passed where Black folks got their voting power, especially in the South. So you're telling me we should be where we need to be from 1965 to now? Come on, man.
Hey, fellas, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm done with all that trying to rationalize with these people. I'm done with that. You know, I'm done trying to prove my worth to these people. I'm done trying to change their mind and their heart. I'm done with that. Some of the same people that I, play football with, sports, went to church with, some of these same people are spewing this hate, and then they want to call me racist if I call them out on it. I'm done. I'm done with that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can have fun with them. I know who they are. The cake came off back in 2008. I still haven't forgot. You know what I'm saying? And I'm done with it.
Drop a bomb for the done.
Yeah, I agree with you too on that.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, go ahead, Big Al.
Everything, and it's like, damn, really? You really gonna show that? Like you said, you gonna show that cake, bro? But it's all good. We don't went down that road. We did it with Obama, so we know what's going to happen now with Mao. You know what I'm saying? It is sad to see other black. I've been seeing a lot of black men posting, and it's fake. I know it's fake, but posting the negativity about this lady, and you know what I'm saying, and what she did in the past, and not talking about what she's doing. That's the only thing that's going to be the killer, is just the social media part. But she got a strong base. You know what I'm saying? Women coming out by the hundreds. You know what I'm saying? White, black, Spanish. Yeah, so she's gonna get the votes.
And can I say this?
Black vote. She's gonna get.
Can I say this right here too? I hear this meme online. I'm hearing right now too about, will white people vote for her? Y'all, the Democrats never won the white vote. Obama didn't win the white vote.
Hey.
Joe Biden didn't win the white vote. All we need to do is get between 38 and 40% of the white vote and maximize our numbers. I was telling people, if you want to go back and look at a race, go back and look at the Hillary Clinton race.
Right now.
She beat Donald Trump by 3 million votes. But here's the kicker. She lost 3 states that she needed to win by less than 100,000 votes. And each of those cities, in Philadelphia, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and in Detroit, Michigan, the African-American voter turnout went down, underperformed Obama, not 2008 numbers, but underperformed Obama 2012 numbers by 200,000 votes on average in those 3 cities.
Well,
so,
that was the year old boy came out and talking about stay at home. Killer Mike. Killer Mike,
All of these folks were coming out. They were bashing her using the same tired Republican talking points that they used back in the 90s. You found Democrats using those same talking points against Hillary Clinton, and it suppressed the vote. So when people say she can't win, yes, she can. If she excites her base, if she excites the base and maintain those numbers and attracts a little bit more, folks from other demographics, she can win this race.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good stuff, Edmund. And if you look at it, man, it comes down to turnout. Like Edmund is saying, if we turn out and vote our numbers, more than likely we will win. If you look at when we won the last one in 2020, the turnout was greater than ever. When Obama won both times, the turnout was historically great. When Bill Clinton turned out, it was historically great. So once again, if you're tuning in, hit the like button, the heart button, or if you want to come on, we're going to open it up around 9:30. We're going to drop the link on my page or the Corner Store page, and you can just hit the link, and we're going to bring you up. I see we have one person who's in queue now, so we would love to hear from you guys. Let us know what you think about the politic environment. Any questions you may have, we're going to dive into Project 2025, Agenda 47, and then wrap that up with Sonya Massey's unaliving recently and the ramifications of that. So, Micah, Project 2025. For those who haven't heard of it or haven't read it, can you give us a talking point on what you think? Give us 6 bullets on it if you can, on what is Project 2025.
Oh yeah, I don't even need 6 bullets. Just know that every right that your parents fought for, your grandparents fought for, and the ones that came before that will be stripped away during Project 2025 for the most part, and everything will be swayed toward basically going back to white supremacy, probably mirroring. And the history teacher might have to correct my lingo here, but basically mirroring the not the Reconstruction period, but that period kind of after Reconstruction where they were basically terrorizing black people and snatching votes away and all that type of stuff. So that's basically what Project 2025 is systematically wanting to go back to. And it's already kind of started. They started putting the building blocks in place at the state level, local level, which are other important races we need to pay attention to as well, because we got a chance to do something special in South Georgia with getting rid of Buddy Carter and getting rid of Rick Allen out of the Congress. And we got the numbers to do it, especially if you look at Congressional District 1, which is Liberty County that way, and CD 12, which wraps up some of y'all up there in Augusta. But yeah, Project 2025 is basically stripping away all the rights and things that we fought for so long.
Good stuff.
And can I say this too about Project 25? I'm gonna just boil it down. Y'all know. Okay, y'all remember? Y'all got the Civil Rights Act of 1964. You got the Voting Rights of 1965. You got Brown versus Board of Education. You got all these other advancements in society. They want to erase all of those rights. They want to erase the 20th century. In a nutshell, they want to take us back to a time where white men controlled everything.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
So they're basically trying to create Jim Crow all over again.
Absolutely.
Hey, Shannon. Hey, also for those that don't care about those type of things, because that was back in the past, and all these military, I hear a lot of times military folks, man, I ain't getting into that. I ain't got time for that. You know, Republicans always been good to us. Well, they coming after your retirement check and your disability. They want to get rid of. You know what I'm saying? They've already got rid of when Edmund talks about the building blocks and how they done started, or Michael, I'm sorry, but they've already started. You know, military don't get their 50% retirement no more. Those that were grandfathered in get it. Everybody else is on the 401k type retirement. That's the starting of the building block right there. So all you that's cashing these checks on the first, you know, don't vote right, and you're gonna be missing one.
And that's not even true either, because progressive policies is what got the black veterans the VA bill for the longest. Absolutely. They couldn't get VA loans. So it was the progressive policies that went and wrapped all of them back into it and said, yeah, now y'all can get those VA loans, now have access to housing and wealth building.
Absolutely. And then another thing too, they want to cut Head Start. They want to arrest teachers who teach Black history. All of this stuff is in there. They have this stuff in there. I mean, y'all, and this is some of this stuff we're rattling off. Some people may think this stuff is fake, but if you go read that 900-page document, there are some cliff notes out there where you can go out and look at it. But these folks want to do some radical things.
Well, Emin, I got a friend of mine, you know, I'm not going to call his name out, but he's a good friend of mine. You know, I don't agree with zero shit he be talking about, but me and him have cordial dialogue. He's disrespectful to Common, but he's fighting this, you know, Project 25. He's saying it's make-believe. We don't, you know, Trump don't endorse that. It's not Trump policy. And could you tell us the connection that the Heritage Foundation has with Trump and why this can be realistic, even though Trump is denying it? He's still, you know what, the old saying, if you lay down with dogs, you're gonna catch fleas. So he's mingling with these people. He's putting these people, you know, in good positions to make change or try to get them to in positions to, you know, kind of initiate this Project 25. But if you telling me that you are not involved in this, but you putting the people in place. So
yeah, and actually there are like close to 12 cabinet members that was a part of his cabinet that are authors part of this.
If they don't believe it, tell your friend to go look at CNN. They published a story on Thursday, July 11th at 2:45 p.m. that traces back. Trump claims to not know who is behind Project 25. A CNN review found at least 140 people who work for him are involved. And these are some of his closest advisors. One guy who used to be the chief of staff to the personnel department wrote the whole piece on personnel. Where do most Black folks work? A lot of Black folks work for the federal government. They want to be able to make all federal employment, political appointments. That means you're going to take out the people who are experts at different issues and things, and replace them with Marjorie Taylor Greene. Wow. You want to take somebody who is an expert in areas of the environment, areas of education, and replace them with people you want to replace them with. That is unheard of. We had that before, and it was under his president, which I feel is one of the worst presidents in American history. That's Andrew Jackson. We had that when Andrew Jackson expanded the democracy of this country. He brought all his hillbilly friends into the White House with him, and they saw that it was a mess. That's where they're trying to take us back to. Where you have all of these uneducated, unqualified, you want to talk about DEI, unqualified people in federal agencies making very important decisions about our lives.
Hey, some of these people that screaming DEI is the same ones that went to University of Georgia, came back and got a city job.
No, some of these same folks crying DEI went to private schools, went to Pinewood because they didn't want to go to school with black folk. Went to Pinewood, then went to Georgia, and now they're in our public schools teaching our kids.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We're going to keep the show going. I love this energy, love the conversation, the topics of conversation, but I want to go to the phone lines. We have a couple of people in queue real quick. Looks like we have someone. Hey, Sean, go ahead and cut your camera on, and when I bring you up, it'll just show your audio unless you want your camera on. So I want to keep it simulated to as if you're calling in, unless you're cool with being on with your camera showing. If you can hear me, I can't hear you, but I'll bring you up so we can hear you. It looks like it's pretty dark, so we'll be able to hear your audio.
Yeah, I'm driving. So I don't want to be on video.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, don't make me act like TikTok and kick you off if you're driving. That's against
yeah.
I'm
good.
This sound like Sean.
Right.
It is
all the time. What's going on, Roger?
What's
going on, fellas? What's going on, Evan? Y'all all right? Long time, fellas. Long time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to the corner store, brother. You know, we named the corner store because if you go to the corner store, sit there 5 minutes, you'll see people you hadn't seen in 20 years. So that's why we call it the corner store. I'm trying to tell you. The corner store and the black skid marks in there on the floor from the car. For real, bro. For real.
Yeah.
So we're in our paper and politics segment, and you're pretty vocal. You're pretty aware and conscious of the political environment. I see you going back and forth with people all the time. Is there any questions you have for the panel or anything you want to bring to the conversation that you've noticed at the start of this election season?
Yeah. Let me think. That's a good situation. I mean, that's a good topic. I don't know what y'all fellas think about you know what's going on with Kamala right now. Do y'all think she stand a real good chance of succeeding in what she's trying to do? I mean, I had my doubts very in the beginning, very briefly, and I actually talked to Shannon, and we chatted a little bit, and within a matter of 3 or 4 hours between talking to him and a couple of other friends, I mean, I was convinced that she could really do this. But at first, I'll be honest with you, I didn't think that this country was ready for something like that, and not a lot surprised me, but that really did. So what y'all think?
Yeah, Edmund, before you get started, I was one of them guys like you, Sean. I spoke with Edmund, Michael, and Shannon. I thought she didn't have a chance. I thought I didn't have any faith in this country. But after about 3 days, I started seeing the energy, not from us, not from the AKAs.
Right.
I started seeing energy from folks that I thought would never vote for a black female. So I'm convinced that we not only do we have a chance, but I think we're gonna make history. And I think she's gonna be the first black president. I mean, female.
I'm not gonna go back. Yeah. I litigated this earlier, but I'm gonna say this right here. I think another reason why she's gonna win, we lived through the defeat of Hillary Clinton, and it's fresh on our brain. And we saw what that did. And I think that that's a wake-up call for people as well to say that a woman can do this and can win this. And I think with her energy matched with that I would say that fear of not getting the job done, I think she's gonna bring it home.
And there's a
Right.
whole demographic that we are forgetting about that were too young to vote during the Trump presidency, but now they're old enough, and this is going to be their first time voting. And from what I'm hearing from different college campuses, it kind of feels like the same, back in 2008 when I was, I think, a sophomore on campus when Obama was running, and we went in droves. That's the same energy that I'm feeling and I'm hearing from that same demographic of first-time voters. And they know how horrible it was during the Trump presidency, and they know we can't let that happen again. So it's a done deal from that demographic.
Yeah, and the energy is crazy. And to break down the demographics even more, since the last election, there's been 20 million baby boomers that are no longer with us. There's 18 million new first-time voters that are going to get a chance to vote this time. So you think about those numbers, like, not to say all the baby boomers were for Donald Trump, but a good portion of them.
A lot of them.
Shannon say all Trump voters died off. That's what he's saying.
No,
Right.
no,
Hey,
I
he
ain't
did that in
saying
a great
that.
way. He did that very masterfully.
Yeah, he's
I
saying
ain't
saying
that. But
Hey,
if
you
you look
get it
at
smooth,
the,
bro.
Smooth.
yeah, I mean,
Can
if you look at the browning of America, and then you take it from there.
Well, I will say this: he did kill a lot of his voters the way he managed COVID.
That too,
Right.
but it killed a lot of us too. So
and my mother was one of them. So that's part of the one of the biggest reasons there as well. And just like I apologized one time before when I first voted for Trump the first time, I'm embarrassed to say, but Edmund and Lee and a lot of them, they told me, that was a mistake. And I looked at it from a standpoint of how I felt like he would make a difference, maybe like from a business aspect, you know what I mean? Like running things like that and with policy. But then I learned shortly after, maybe 3 or 4 months after, that was a huge mistake. And I really don't think nobody, to be honest with you, think he would turn out to be this bad. You know what I mean? I mean, I've heard people say that knew him all their lives. Some other people, like on the news and things like that, they said that they didn't even feel like he would, turn out to be this way. And I think everything is not for everybody, even though he was a famous, powerful person. It's just like a villain in a superhero movie. Once you get that ultimate power like that, sometimes it'll consume you. You know what I mean? So I think it made somebody that was worse, even worse than he already was. So, I mean, I made a mistake, and I'm man enough to admit that. So,
yeah, life is about learning lessons. When you stop learning, you stop.
Oh, and I learned. Believe that, I learned.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I
man,
definitely
thank you
learned.
for joining us, Sean. You're actually our first caller, man. We might have to send you some annihilators or something, bro.
Sean need to be on the show. That's what it is.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I'll be glad to join you.
We do need some jokers from the Sand Hill. Then I think we have the whole area covered. If we get somebody from
Right.
the Sand
Yeah,
Hill,
y'all have it. Y'all have it. But
long as y'all get into no Sand Hill versus Glenville brawls no more, okay?
No,
we
them days over.
made up. We made
Yeah,
up.
I'm way too old for that now.
I'm just joking.
And out of shape. Right.
Yeah.
But I mean but really that was a part of growing up. You know what I'm saying? You had those little things, man. But it's funny y'all say that I talked to friends about that. Overall, I'm gonna say the whole Glenville, Sand Hill, do drop in and everything. I can honestly say we had our little thing going on, but I'm so glad it wasn't never to the point of what we see the youth going through now.
Yeah.
I mean, you got jokers out here now, they're inspiring each other. You know what I'm saying? They taking you out of here, man. It wasn't never to that magnitude where you dislike somebody so bad you want to take them off the earth. You know what I mean? It's crazy. I can't even fathom that now, the way they handle business now these days. So it's a part of growing up.
It is, and we fought back then. We'll fight one day and be cool the next and love each other.
Right. Yeah, man. We wasn't at war with each other like that, man. I mean, regardless of what was going on, if some other things went down and somebody else was out of town and came to get busy, I'm getting down with whoever from the Ville. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was.
Man, there it is.
So
if you're in the chat, drop a W Sean in the chat to say thank you for coming to the show. Drop a W, Sean, in the chat if you're watching this on Facebook Live, YouTube, on my personal page, or the Corner Store page. So let's give it up for Sean, the man himself, Sean Lisman.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Had the tightest lowrider I ever seen come through Glennville.
Yeah, those Nissan days, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, boy. We definitely gonna have you back on the show, my brother. And
okay,
much love. I'm sure we'll be talking before the week is out. We talk about it every day now, so appreciate
you. Yeah,
man.
no doubt, man. Y'all fella, keep your head up, man, and we keep your head on the swivel, man. Because I mean, it's the most crucial vote it is, man. We got to watch our kids and watch our backs also, man, because it's ugly out there. For real.
Yes, sir. No doubt. All right, peace out, my brother. All right, going to the phone lines once again. We have another caller.
Cut that man off.
My bad, Sean. If you're still listening, bro, but you can go to Facebook and check us out, or if you want to stay behind the scene and watch us, that's cool too, bro. But we definitely want to get you back on the show. All right, going to the next caller. All right, we have somebody. He may be a guest on the show, well, host on the show very soon. But we have one of our classmates, one of the 50-50 club. It's a lot of 50-50 clubs in this year. But Phil Bird is on the line. Phil, unmute your mic if you can hear us, and welcome to the Corner Store, my brother.
Hello, thank you for having. Thank y'all, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate being here and listening to everything you guys had to say. You know, a lot of intelligent conversations, and of course, on the case of Kamala Harris, my opinion, being my time active duty in the military and just thinking, going to a lot of different countries, because I served in the Navy for 13 and a half years. You have countries that have different traditions and cultures that they uphold. And speaking as her being a woman as president, and I have nothing against that, but you have countries that hold their cultures, like I said, and values and such, that treat women different. So when it comes to that, at her being in office, do you guys think that she would get the same respect and results as a male president, whether it was Biden or Trump?
Well, you have to look at it, bro. We're one of the few countries that's never had a female president.
Absolutely.
And prime minister.
Yeah, so I'm saying like if she's facing one of these countries like China or one of the other countries in Europe, so we're one of the few, Russia, whoever. Do you think they would give her the same type of respect or challenge her more than they would doing a male with a male?
Can I say this right here to answer that question, Shannon? Like you said, to piggyback off that, we're one of the first countries not to have a female to lead, right?
Oh, you said not to have a female.
Not to have a female to lead.
Right.
But if you look at it, one of the most famous female leaders of our lifetime was Margaret Thatcher, who was the Prime Minister of Great Britain. She was looked at as tough as nails as a woman, and that was like in the 90s. I mean, in the 80s and 90s. Her and Ronald Reagan were leaders together, and they accomplished a lot on the world stage. Then you have the president or the chancellor of Germany.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah,
she was a leader for many years and respected around the world. We had a leader. Argentina, I think, has had a female president. Many African countries have had female presidents. Pakistan, which is a Muslim country, has had a female leader. They assassinated her, but she was a female leader. We're behind the times. The time is more than due for us to elect a female leader.
Yeah. One of the Hispanic
In my
countries just
opinion.
elected their first female president. I can't remember.
Does Mexico have a female or
It
somewhere
might have been
someone
Mexico.
in South
They-
America?
Is it Mexico? I think it might have been Mexico.
Well, it's actually someone Kamala just met with recently. It might have been Mexico. But in the chat, if you're listening in, comment in the chat. Do you think America is ready for a female leader or female president?
And I'm gonna be quite honest. I think more things will get done with a female leader because men we have these big egos where no one want to lose, and so it's hard to get anything done. You put women in the room, I think they accomplish a whole lot when it comes to some of the things that we're talking about and we want to see accomplished. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I understand, but I'm saying like people that we're at great hands with right now, you know, with what's going on. And I'm not saying Israel because she's talked with them and everything seems to be smooth with that transition. Like these other issues that's going on.
But here's the thing: she's done it now. She's gone on foreign policy trips now, represent the United States and talking and speaking with these countries and negotiating deals and things. So they know her. She's respected already.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. She's already been operating as the VP for the last 4 years, so she's been, and then a big part of being a senator too. They do international travel and go to different parts of the world and negotiate deals and things like that as a part of being in the Senate. So it's not like she's just coming out of nowhere and have to build rapport with these countries. They're well aware of who she is already.
I mean, she could carry her weight. She always carried her weight. You know what I'm saying? Even since she's been, in California and been sitting on the stage for 4 years as a VP, she carried her weight. Like you said, she worked behind the scene things that's not talked about. So I think she got a
Besides
great
that,
chance
man,
of
I
winning
ain't been on this thing
and becoming,
since
the
it got
next president
started.
of the United
So
States.
for all you fellas that I haven't talked to in a while, some of y'all still communicate with.
Why don't you hear me talk?
Hey, man.
So
if you hear somebody talking, bro,
anything in the pride y'all got for me, man.
Hold on, bro. Hold on. You come on the show. You got your. Do you have your headphones on or your earpiece?
Why you laughing?
Hey, I don't, man. I'm laying right here in my bed, man. With my news on mute.
Can you hear us talking?
Bruh.
On speaker. On my phone.
Can you hear us talking though?
Can you hear us? Or you reading lips? Or you just talking?
I'm reading lips, man.
Oh,
good night, bro.
Well, man,
hey, I'm gonna tell you like they told me, upgrade your shit.
Hey,
when did they tell you that? When did they tell you that, man?
The second episode.
If you're in the chat, drop a phone emoji for Phil.
Hey, when did they tell you that, Roger?
Man, like the second, I think after the first show,
the first episode when his
my shit was too dark. I ain't had no light, bro.
Hey, if you're in the chat, drop.
Hey, but I ain't got my camera on though.
Oh Lord, you ain't got your earpiece on either.
You ain't got your earpiece on either.
Yeah, you don't hear nothing in the background.
You don't hear nothing in the front either.
All right, man. Appreciate you coming on. We're gonna talk about getting you on as a guest. So we have someone else who's on the line as a guest, but
still gotta have equipment.
Hey, I'll be more prepared the next round, man.
Hey, Amazon, if you can read my lips, get off the line. Let's give it up for Phil.
It's not in flames.
Man. Phil know we love him.
I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't mean to do that. I'm sorry.
That's my brother. He know we love him.
Yeah, for real.
We're gonna bring our next.
Laughing, so I just went ahead with it because I see you laughing.
Yeah, we're gonna bring our next guest to the show, and if you want to chime in on the show, please tap the link on my personal page, and we also have it on the Corner Store page. But we have another esteemed guest from Tatano County. She was once the state of Georgia's long jump champion in 1994. We have Miss Erica Wright formerly known as Erica McLemore. Welcome to the Corner Store. Erica, we know y'all ain't have one in Reedsville, but welcome to Glenville's Corner Store.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Nice, nice. So you've been tuned into the show and here's the topics we're talking about. So is there anything we brought up or anything you want to bring to the Corner Store that can inform the community, educate the community, or just chime in or opine on what we've been talking about?
Okay. So, first of all, I want to say this. I watch the news all the time, and I'm always seeing people comment about how they feel about 45 this and 45 that, and how Black men are moving towards 45 in groves. And I promise you, I have never met, heard a Black man admit that he actually voted for 45. So, Sean, okay, I hear you. Then I want to move on and say that I think that everything is about momentum. And so I've always wanted to say this out loud. When Hillary was running for president, she had every opportunity to keep up that momentum by choosing the right VP. And I think that if she had chosen someone such as Booker, we would be in a different situation at this time.
I agree.
So I want to know from you guys, what do you think Kamala needs to do to keep up that momentum in choosing her VP?
I agree with you wholeheartedly with what you said. I felt like Tim Kaine was too boring to be on Hillary's ticket, and I felt like that did dampen the enthusiasm. And I don't, I
He
can't
brought
understand
nothing
for the life of me. But I think Kamala is going to have to go. Let's be honest. We talked about DEI. She's going to have to go with a white man. But I like a young white guy who's telegenic and who's will be an attack dog that is telegenic. And I think that is Governor Beshear of Kentucky and Governor Shapiro of Pennsylvania. Shapiro is my top, but Beshear has been rising in the polls for me in my personal poll because I like that he's young. He's 46 years old. He's been the Attorney General of Kentucky, and he's the governor of Kentucky. He's popular of a ruby red state. Shapiro, for me, the reason why he would be the top choice for me because all roads lead through Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. Pennsylvania is an older state, could go either way. You sure up Pennsylvania with Shapiro. He's very popular in Pennsylvania, and he can go into those Midwestern states and campaign on your behalf. But he's a sharp fellow too. He's a former prosecutor, and he's an attack dog. He doesn't play. So those two for me are the top. I like they're raising the prospects of Senator Kelly from Arizona. They feel like he will bring Arizona into play. I don't. His look for me, he will be good. His background, he's another Tim Kaine for me, in my opinion. But a lot of people like him. He's a veteran, astronaut. Wife is a former congresswoman, got shot years ago. He's an advocate of gun control. He's a white guy. But those are my top three. But the top two for me is Governor Beshear and Governor Shapiro.
I mean, it's politics inside of politics. So I'm not going to sit there and put it out there, but Shapiro comes with a little baggage and it's no fault of his own. Yes. And, I didn't want to say that, but, some people have a problem with that.
Some people would, but we're talking about, she's going to do good. Matter of fact, she's going to bring Georgia back in play. She's going to bring North Carolina back in play.
Florida.
Yeah,
Okay.
Let me finish. It's politics and politics, and I don't care what y'all say about it. Everything just because it look good on paper don't mean that that's going to be the outcome. The safe pick, that guy out of Kentucky, for sure, young, enthusiastic, but guess where he come from? A ruby red state, so there's no benefit of getting him other than him prepping him for the future. All right, you got time with that. The safe pick will be the governor from Arizona. The senator from Arizona. And the reason why is because it's going to bring in the fold some of them folks that are still on that line, that's still riding that line for whatever reason. I think that's going to be the safe pick. And it'll be the smart pick.
But see, I think I disagree a little bit with that with Shapiro. Shapiro is currently leading the state of Pennsylvania, which is lily white and old.
Yeah. But he ain't gonna win Montana. He ain't gonna win Kentucky.
That state is needed, and I guarantee that state comes off the board and becomes a safe.
I bet you Georgia's not coming off the board.
Hold on, let me say the reason why I say Georgia. See, I'm going to go back to this right here. Do you remember just 2 years ago, 3 years? I mean, 3 to 4 years ago, we elected a black man and a Jewish man in this red state of Georgia.
Without this momentum,
without anybody at the top of the ticket like Kamala Harris. Then they had to win that race in a runoff when we don't come back to the polls to vote. So I understand there are some people out there, but I guarantee you, I will bet on the side of inspiration, on the side of young. It's really a generational change with him and her, and he brings her the insurance of Pennsylvania, so they can spend their time in Michigan and Wisconsin, where she's already pulled close to him, where Biden was running behind him. So
I heard you talk that same noise when no girl was running for governor. Had us all excited.
Oh,
we got our butts toe up.
Hey, it's a different buzz now.
It's a different buzz. And since we talking politics, let's be honest.
You mean to tell me?
Hold on.
You mean to tell me Kamala
we already delved into the politics thing.
Let's look at Stacey. No girl buzz. Let's look at the same buzz.
No, this buzz may be bigger than
by 11,000 votes.
Hey, Slick, I'll say it like this, Slick.
We were buzzing for 2 years with that lady.
Slick, I'll say it like this. I don't remember the Divine Nine, the Eastern Star, the Masons, some of the white fraternities.
That's the same people. That's the same people that she generated.
I'm talking about Kamala's buzz bigger than Obama's.
Hey, I got Kamala.
No, I'm saying bigger than Stacey.
Is fresh memories. What I'm telling you is just 2 years ago, when we was in here buzzing about Georgia, we done put 2 senators in office. We was saying, oh, it's a shoe-in for this lady that almost lost, that's come up short.
The mobilization is different, though.
But see, Roger, hold on. It's 2 things that play here. The first time around, she ran a hell of a race. It's hard to knock off an incumbent. I don't care what you do. She ran against a sitting governor. It's hard to unseat an incumbent. I don't care who you are. And then you got to look at it, too. People are so petty. You look at Kamala and you look at Stacey. Those things matter, too. To be quiet, let's be honest.
Yeah, it does. It does. But what I'm telling you is, I feel the same movement that we had with Stacey Abrams. All right. We also put our trust into a lot of things that we thought was changed in Georgia. Georgia's a purple state. All right. That means it'll flip. Whatever angle you at, it may look blue. The other side may look red. So that's what it means. So my question is, we're already fighting an uphill battle with her being African American. All right. Then to bring in some other questionables, like if I'm mistaken, North Carolina governor. I
wouldn't be surprised if she go that way, but it takes away the generational.
So to me, some of those things come into play. Not with me, you know what I'm saying? Not with me, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm telling you is, I work with a lot of people that will not. First, they will not vote for a woman, black or white. Second, they definitely won't vote for a guy that's gay. And third, they won't vote for what they so-called. I still to this day don't understand why they don't like Jewish people. So
when you look at it though, Roger, it's still a numbers game. What percentage of the voting population are they? When I look at it, she broke the record for fundraising. And one day, a lot of time, polls don't tell the true story, but fundraising may tell a closer story.
They said last midterm it was going to be a red.
I gave for the first time in 2 years. So.
Yeah, but fundraising don't give you nothing. I know plenty of people that got money that's done.
But no, fundraising shows that the momentum is there.
Exactly.
See, 2 years ago, they told us it was going to be a red wave. The poll said it was going to be a red wave. It was a dud. So my thing is, like you said, I'm going to go back to North Carolina. North Carolina governor is a good choice. She's friends with him. They were attorney generals at the same time. When he was attorney general of North Carolina and she was attorney general of California, they are friends. So I can see her possibly going with Roy Cooper. But Roy Cooper is 69 years old, so it kind of takes the excitement from a generational shift, like the Al Gore and Bill Clinton Al Gore ticket, where it was a generational change, and people want to see that. So I
think y'all got more faith. I think y'all got more faith than I do. And like I said,
we brought you closer since last week, the last 3 weeks. So we bring you in. All right, real quick, we lost
either way,
Erica. Erica, if you're listening, I'm sorry. I know you may have getting ready to go to bed, but thank you so much for calling in and coming on the show. We have someone else who's in the queue. But before we go to him, drop a W, Erica, in the chat for her and give her a round of applause.
A good question, Erica.
Yeah, great question. Great question.
I think
Erica,
either way she's fine though, whether she go with Kelly or Shapiro.
Yeah.
Yep. So great question, Erica.
I think those are two choices.
For participating. Man, we went long on the paper and politics section, but you
gotta understand there's a lot going on in politics this last week.
Yeah, and we have a lot of people tuned in the chat. So if you're watching on YouTube, welcome. Watching on our Facebook page, welcome. If you watch on my personal page, welcome. But let us know where you're tuning in from. If you're in Glennville, Reesville, Florida, Georgia, or even out there with Big Al in Texas, let us know where you're tuning in from. All right, on to our next caller. He's actually a Tappan County alum and a Savannah State alum, the number one HBCU in the country, the Savannah State. Mr. John Prestel.
That's right. SSU number one.
SSU number one. Welcome to the corner store, my brother.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you having this platform.
No problem. And if you guys don't know, John is a health supplement CEO. I'll put that out there with Pristine Health. So we definitely want to give him some shouts out whenever we start our small business segments and spotlighting them. So, John, real quick, before you get the question out, tell us where we can follow you.
pristineandhealthy.com. My tag name, my tag name on Facebook and all social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook is Pristine and Healthy. Pristine, like clean, pristine, the word and healthy.
All right, good stuff. You can follow him on all social media platforms as well as go to his website. And what question do you have for us, young man? Or is there something you want to chime in on?
A little bit of both. So as far as you all been talking about Kamala Harris, I think that she can win. I see the energy. I see the momentum. I think she's lucky that she was the sitting vice president. She's very fortunate to have been the sitting vice president and have the current president having to resign to put her in this position, because I don't think she would have made it through a primary, because I don't think she has she doesn't have the charisma and the gift of gab like some of the more polished and talented politicians do. So I don't think she would have made it through a primary, but given that she is where she is, she does have the skill set to do the job, I think. Now, I do think that it's not a foregone conclusion, because there's a lot of America that's still not comfortable with having a woman as a president. So it's not like I don't think it's in the bag, but I do think that she can win. I think that the energy that's behind her, the momentum that's behind her, can propel her to a win. But I think it's going to be close, and it's going to be interesting if she does win. It's going to be interesting to see how she governs. So my question is, so in my opinion, she doesn't have some of the political talents, the talents that more talent. She's not as talented as, say, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, even Donald Trump in the way that she can move a crowd, or the way that she can the way that she can grab momentum and get people to do what she wants them to do. So
I'm gonna tell you, John. Hey, hold on, Evan. Before I'll ask the question first, Evan, before I unleash the dogs on John. I'm gonna tell you, you're sounding a little right-leaning with the talking points.
I agree with everything he's saying right now, cause
how can you say she's not an orator?
Camilla sound like she smokes cigars, man.
As a prosecutor, come on, man. You have to be one of the
he's intelligent.
That's a different skill set. That's a different skill set. That's a different skill set being a prosecutor.
Hey, have y'all watched her speeches this past week?
She is monotone.
I ain't talking about monotone. Have you watched intelligent? No. Have you watched her speeches this week?
Yes, every last one of them.
Did you watch the one on Monday when the crowd just organic? I haven't seen nothing like that since Obama, where they started chanting off her speeches. Because I'll be quite honest, and this might not be a popular take. I wasn't impressed with Obama. You know who's the better speaker? Michelle Obama.
Man, Obama is the better speaker.
Y'all crazy.
It's only one person that probably is a better speaker than
Michelle
Obama.
was the better speaker.
Bill Clinton.
Michelle was the better speaker. Bill Clinton had a monotone voice.
That lady's intelligent.
Well, all I know, she's a better speaker than Biden. That's all I know. So she can communicate better. So, and she's better than Trump. So, I mean, Trump uses
Trump had. I know what John is saying. John's saying it's different than speaking the right way. It's all about the charisma, bringing the crowd, feeling the energy.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's what Trump is good at. That's what Trump is good at, and that's what Barack Obama was good at.
Roderick and
John. I agree with John.
Let me ask y'all, how many rallies have y'all watched her speak at?
I watched everything that she speaks.
No, how many? You watched every rally?
No, I mean no, because I wasn't a big fan of her. But what I'm telling you,
how you know she's not as good?
I watch her. How many times I got to see her speak?
But you see doesn't get a response.
Like in this rally thing, I saw her launch speech. That launch speech was on point. She couldn't get any oxygen in 2000 because Joe Biden cornered the market because many of the black folk went with him in 2000. So she didn't really get to showcase her talents there. But if you look at what she's done these last, even the commentators that were saying the same thing John is saying now, after they saw her this week, they was like, wow. We didn't think she had this in her because of how organic it sounded. See, you got to understand, she's coming to the office. She served as vice president. She's comfortable being her own skin. She couldn't fully run on her record the last time.
Y'all missing the whole point. Y'all missing the whole point.
Do you think she would have made it through a primary though? Do you think she could have made it through a primary?
Okay, here's the reason why I think she would have made it through a primary. Black women. Nobody would have been able to win. It's just like Joe Biden. They thought Bernie Sanders was going to win. When Clyburn came out and endorsed Joe Biden in South Carolina, he rolled through the South. Black folk is the base of the Democratic Party, and she was going to win because I was seeing every poll. See, if you go off the popularity of what people say, oh, people don't like Kamala. If you go to any of her rallies, any of her events, look at internal polling, she was always the front runner for the Democratic nomination if Joe Biden did not decide not to run. And those black women were going to support her.
Yeah, and Trump, we can't compare her crowd to Trump crowd because Trump crowd is already halfway brainwashed from
those cult members.
So he can say anything, and they'll start cheering. Yeah, they created a cult.
I think y'all missing my whole point. And I think I got what John's saying. John's saying we're not talking about this lady's intelligence. We're not talking about this lady's content or what she's saying. What I'm telling you is she sounds just like my 6th grade history teacher. She's monotone. She has no charisma. She does not.
You go back and watch the speeches this weekend.
The last speech that she gave was pretty good.
Yeah, not only that, these last 4 speeches have been top notch.
How do you compare her to Hillary as far as her speaking ability, her ability to move a crowd?
No, don't ask Edmund. Don't ask Edmund. Edmund been a fan of this lady since 2008. She walks on water with him. So you can't ask Edmund.
No, I'm being objective now. I'm being objective.
Oh shit.
I mean, because Hillary got some cheers too. Hillary got some cheers too.
Listen to her speeches this week. You listen to those crowds. We not going back. We're not going back. Yeah, I mean, the crowd just came in. I haven't seen that since 2008.
No, because we're excited. We were getting ready to elect the dead man. So that's why they was excited. That woman, hey, you know she sounded like she smoked Virginia Slims. You know she do. You know what I'm saying?
No, I can't say that because even before this, when she came to speak, when Florida passed the law or tried to talk about slavery being a benefit, she immediately came to Jacksonville and spoke, and it was like a pep rally. Everything she said, the crowd responded to or clapped about, and that's been almost 2 years ago. So every rally I've seen,
the crowd responds. I'm talking about style.
I'm talking about response. I'm talking about response, though. Like, who cares if you just said?
Y'all just said we were excited.
But even before anyone knew she was going to be the president candidate.
Well, I was excited always, so I'm out of that.
Yeah. You
I don't know. My thing is, just go back and look at her rally. That's all I'm saying.
I get what y'all saying as far as her being like a talented speaker, because she honest. Yeah, she probably isn't the best. Like, would I just sit down and listen to her if she wasn't running for president or the front runner? Probably not. But the crowd responded to her, and lately she's been able to move a crowd the way that we would like to see a political candidate move a crowd.
Exactly.
And so
I feel she's gotten better.
Yeah, y'all missing Miss Wright. Y'all missing the point. I'm not saying what she's saying is not intelligent. What I'm telling you is that lady is born. She's monotone. Now, I understand what she's saying. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. And I understand the context. But she
People
sounds
said
like
Hillary
a
was
person
boring.
that does not change her voice level. You can tell she's been training on being a prosecutor. She sounds just like one. You know what I'm saying? She does not get it too excited. She don't get too low. You know what I'm saying? As an excellent speaker, you have a tendency to kind of move back and forth and kind of read the crowd. Y'all know excellent speakers, and for y'all to sit there and say that she's up there with President Obama, y'all
She's not up there. She's not there.
I ain't know about
I
that.
didn't say she was
I don't think
credibility.
And let's be honest. We have short memories. See, I remember when Obama came out. Obama wasn't the best speaker.
Man, when Obama did that, that's what put Obama on the map.
Obama been the best speaker.
That convention speech that he gave in 2004 at Kerry's convention, that was pretty good. But all those other speeches, I've seen a lot of his speech. I worked on the campaign, was excited about him. Man, he wasn't just this great, or he grew into it.
You about to make me go get another drink.
Yeah, I love this energy because it excites.
As soon as I heard Obama, I knew he was golden.
Yeah, but my thing, John, how many rallies have you listened to? Edmund, who was leading the primaries in 2020 after the first debate? Because of their speech, their presentation, who was leading it?
She bust out because she knocked Biden in the jaw.
I thought that was a weak primary. I thought I didn't want to vote for Biden, but I begged for Biden because I thought nobody could beat Trump.
You must talk about the second one because the first one Biden got there because that was a strong primary.
Biden came in late. Remember,
you had Biden, you had Cory Booker, you had Kamala, you had
Cory disappointed me.
But see, you got to understand. See, this is what I tell people: we have such short memories. There was no energy and oxygen for Kamala and Cory because they were vying for the African-American vote. The African-American vote had already decided that they were going to go with the old guy who was Barack Obama's vice president, so there was no room for them to move up. That's the reason why I laugh at people who say, oh, they didn't even make it out the primary. They wasn't going to because Biden sucked all their energy out the race. It was
but if she had that kind of power, if she had that kind of power that Barack had, that wouldn't have been an issue. Because Barack was the first black president, and nobody gave him a shot.
I disagree and agree with you at the same time. Obama coming out, a lot of black leaders didn't support him; they supported Hillary.
Right, exactly.
They came around after he won Iowa
because of his power.
That he could win Iowa.
I thought Obama wasn't ready.
Yeah, and that's what South Carolina changed.
Real quick, guys. Love the conversation. We have someone else on the line. So we're gonna wrap it up with John. Great stuff, John. I see what you're saying as well. But the dynamics of this election is totally different. There's more on the ballot than just voting for Kamala. So keep that in mind. So that may be what's adding to the excitement. So just keep that in mind. But any last comments or anything you want to add or say?
Oh no, I'm good. I appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, man. Right, definitely want to have you back. Please come back. We definitely want to plug your supplement company and all of that. And we'll talk offline and get together. But drop a W, John, in the chat because he's a winning guy. So let's give it up for him. All right, bring it to the stage. The face looked familiar, but I don't recognize the name. It may be some of our people from back home or some of your people, Big Al. But we have another caller coming to the stage, Mr. Bynum. Welcome to the show.
What up, Rob? What's happening?
Man, is this Rob?
That's Rob. Yeah.
Oh man, I've been hearing you wanting to come to the show for a long time. But before you get started, tell us your name, where you're from, and who are you voting for?
Oh man, can y'all hear me? Everybody hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Rob Bynum, man. Just old Carolina boy, good friend of ours. Been down with a brother for a long time, man. And I just came in on the show, so I missed the forefront of everything y'all was saying. But as of right now, man, I'm a Harris ticket.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
good stuff. Good. Now, does she speak well enough to move you to make her want to vote for you, or is it all the other stuff that's against us that makes you want to vote for her?
I mean, it's hard to quantify speaking, right? To me, she sounds good, but that's her job. She's supposed to sound good. So, I have to when you look at the overall picture, I believe she speaks good. And to be quite honest with you, whether she spoke as bad as I do or not, when I look at the other side, it don't matter how she speaks. She's going against the other side. That's just me coming in right now. So.
All right, good stuff. Good stuff. Now, are there any questions you want to ask the panel that we can opine on that might scratch your curiosity?
Man, not really. Not right now. Not right now. Like I say, it's my first time here. I've seen you guys a couple times before, so I'm just kind of coming in on the back end right now. So I'm just gonna kind of sit back and follow suit, man, and see where it goes.
Okay. Welcome to the show, man. I mean, really appreciate you coming on. I might have to put you on the spot. Now, did you play football back in North Carolina when you were there?
Now, so I played a year in Pennsylvania. I was an individual sport kind of guy, man. I was a speed skater and I was a martial artist, man. So that was my I did team sports, but I was an individuals kind of sport guy.
Hey, Bynum, you was a nerd.
Yeah, pretty much, but I was a badass nerd though.
Nah,
you run up on him.
Now we're gonna pivot in the show. If you guys are tuned in, please share the live, give us some hearts, some likes. Man, what can we drop in the some candy emojis in the chat for the corner store if you want.
Bynum, you was the only African American in North Carolina in the karate class one.
Hey, I know that shit sound good, but the answer is no. The answer is no. Look up the 86 competition team from Rocky Mount, North Carolina with James Dozier. I'll tell you the answers.
I got you, bro.
There it is. Yeah, and Bynum, he's the bully on the show. He's the old man. We all around the same age, but he acts 20 years older than us. So
man, listen, when I first saw the show, I kind of peeped that out, but I also saw I think that brother was the only one that had a drink in his hand. So I'm like, shit, me and him good. We get along just fine.
Hey, good stuff. Good stuff. All right, man, you're right on time, Bynum. We're gonna progress to some of the other parts of the show.
Man, we might well keep it here, man.
We're gonna keep it here. We're gonna keep it here. But
this been a good little verse, converse. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody understand.
It is, but we want to add a little humor to it. But Bynum, we're gonna take the spotlight off of you, but we still want you to give us your feedback.
Yes, sir.
What do you think about Big Al since you guys have worked together for so long?
Man, listen, I'll be honest. I'm one of them sentimental jokers, man. I got I've been here I got to Jacksonville in 92, 93 time frame. And after I got out of the military, I think Al was probably one of the first people I met through a couple other friends, man. So in all seriousness, man, out of all of my friends in Florida, maybe 5 or 6, he's top 3. And well, top 2, because one of them gone right now. I don't know who I'm talking about, but man, he's been there from day one. And it's been funny at the company working together because he's made his way up and got up there in the big offices, man, and ain't nothing changed. But we've always had that relationship and that understanding. One thing I always told Al and always told me, don't jeopardize friendship for the job. If I fuck up, tell me I fuck up. You know what I mean? So we've always had that understanding, man, and it's just been square one from day one.
There it is.
You ain't no company man.
Oh, now how many stories have you told you about his football career and all that good stuff? And well, Al, is your wife watching?
There you go, bro.
Oh yeah, I won't say it. No, I was gonna say it. Did it tell you he was a ladies' man in around 8th grade and stuff like that?
No, I would look. Y'all probably know just well as I do, and this gonna probably be the only dig I take at my boy. But Al good, so I get him on the phone and get to talking. Al carry 3 conversations on the phone. I'll be like, man, just call me back later. So he might was gonna tell me, but he just didn't get around to it.
That's definitely him. You know him like a book, man. Yeah, man. But welcome to the corner store. If you want to hang out with us, that's cool. If anyone else wants to chime in, just go to my page or the corner store page and click the link, and we'll bring you up on the show. You don't have to have your camera on if you don't want, but we'll have your audio. And we're going to progress through the show. Man, we're still here. We didn't touch on Sonya Massey.
Yeah.
Slick, I'll let you go first.
Breaking news. Donald Trump drops out of the debate.
So I had a lot of issues with that particular video that I saw. So for those that don't know, I was a 20-year police officer in the Air Force. I also spent about 6 of those years where I trained police officers in use of force, which, you know, and I'm a certified use of force trainer. So I have a little bit of experience on what police officers should do in certain situations. Now, we always play Monday morning quarterback with police officers, which I think is sometimes unfair. They are human. Adrenaline is pumping. But this individual that I saw was in total control. He anticipated a situation or a somewhat escalated situation. He misunderstood it, the communication wasn't well with him and Miss Massey. She made a comment about Jesus praying or whatever. He took that as a threat, which I think was a miscommunication on his part. The distance, you know, I don't really know, but the distance seemed like to me about 10 to 15 feet from where he was at. So even if she attempted to throw this particular hot water on him, it was a survivable attack, I think. And it's other items that he could have used. You know, we always use a progression scale. You can't just, sometimes that progression is we progress simultaneously depending on the action, but sometimes you have to hit certain steps. And to me, he jumped to deadly force, which is always the last. It's always the last step. So he like I said, I hate Monday morning quarterbacking, but it was things that he could have did. Now, throwing that water, shooting her in the head, we are trained to shoot to stop the target, but we also train to shoot at the biggest part of the body, which is, the middle of the body. So this guy, to me, executed this lady. There's no way around it. There's no excuses on it. He was looking. This guy, if he didn't kill her the other night, he's gonna kill somebody else, and he needs to be removed. He needs to go to prison, and nobody can justify this. There's no person can come up here and justify that shooting.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this, Slick, since
you're premeditated, man.
Former law enforcement.
Said it out his mouth. I'm gonna shoot you in your face. You know, and that what got me right there. I'm gonna shoot you in your face. That's premeditated. You know what I'm saying? He already knew what he was going to do before he left that house. She wasn't going to be alive. He said it.
But technically, it won't be premeditated because of the threat. Yeah, technically, they're going to always say that he would have reacted. It's the way he reacted, so.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, Slick.
She was over 15,
Yeah, but
he knew what he was doing.
Al, you also got to understand. You got to understand a police officer. I'm not telling you he's not right, but you also can't tell that police officer when he's not under threat. What I'm telling you is that even if he perceived that was a threat, the use of force that he used was inappropriate for that action, and that's where he's wrong. Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Slick. No,
what do you consider a threat?
Man, Al, God, your phone. You Bill gave you your phone, gave you his phone.
What you say? I can't hear you.
No, I'm on my laptop, bro. I'm on my laptop.
Oh, I was about to say, bro, you cut me off every time I try.
What was the last
I'm
thing?
sorry. Hey, my bad. Go ahead.
No, what was the last thing you said, right quick?
Me?
Yeah.
I said, what is considered a threat? A dishcloth or a handgun?
Well, we're not talking about a dishcloth. We're talking about a lady with a hot pot of water. So what I'm telling you is, and from a training perspective, that is a threat. What I'm telling you is that it's other things, other use of force that could have been taking place prior to him shooting in the head.
Oh,
that's where he's wrong.
That leads up to my question. Did he have to grab a gun, or why couldn't he grab his taser?
Well, yeah, like I said, it all depends on your training, and most police departments do this training. They have rules for use of force and different things, but most of that's pretty standard.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the continuum for most departments is whatever your perception of the threat is, use of force. The continuum is typically one step beyond.
Correct.
So for him to go for the sidearm, I don't know. And kind of backing up a little bit as far as the premeditation that I was speaking of earlier, I guess, depending on how deep you go into it, when you listen to certain things and you start putting the connections together with her being in the hospital, with his wife working in the hospital, certain things call her making a call for an intruder, a possible intruder. Her attire when she answered the door. The questions of, well, if you call the police and you know they're coming, why wouldn't you have on attire to greet someone at the door? His initial contact is, how's your mental state? There's just so much more to go into it than just basically. So I don't know. I don't know that premeditation is the word, but it's definitely not out of the conversation. I think there's so much more to it that has to be put together. And a bit more of my background, just a little bit like you. So 17 years in the Navy, 13 of those were as a Navy MA. I got 6 years of Jacksonville Sheriff's Department also. So I kind of see where you're coming from with that. But I think this guy I think he went there with bad intentions.
Yeah, you also have to look at his history, his track record also. It looks like he
shouldn't have never been a police officer.
Yeah. Hey, he was that nerd at school you was talking about earlier.
He never should have been a police officer. Now, don't get me wrong, and I hope everybody don't understand, this guy is guilty. What I'm telling you is the level of guilty he is. Most cops, when they put that gun on their hip, some of them have bad intentions. They just
say it again.
Waiting on you to initiate. What I'm telling you is the difference between what I perceive as a danger, right, what your actions are, and my recourse to that action. I have the option to go from, let's say, from here to here, depending on the threat. I still have to justify that. That's why they always seize a cop's gun. They go through a formal investigation. They make sure that he followed training. What I'm telling you is, from my perspective, this individual went to the last choice without even thinking about going to other things like backing up out of the, I'm pretty sure that water probably wouldn't flail but about 10 feet. So he could have backed up. She did not perceive a threat to anybody else other than him and herself. So he could have backed up. He could have used pepper spray. He could have used taser. Those are some of the options that he could have did. Or simple, just back up. But when you hire these young guns, when you hire these young guns that think they have a license to kill,
right,
they will jump from step 1 to step 9 and get away with it.
Yeah, and I think one of the things from a public visual that's really going to bury him is at the point that we saw the pot of water, and then the point that she disappeared out of the picture, and then from that point to him actually stepping up, pining around the corner. I mean, you have to take all that into perspective, you know. So it's gonna be a long road for him.
Yeah, it's a bad shot.
Yep. Good stuff. If you're in the chat, thank you for tuning into the Corner Store podcast. We're on to our other segments. We may not get through all of them tonight, but it's been a great conversation. It's been great guests that have come up and asked questions also. But football season is among us, fellas, as well as the election season. So will football be a neutral safe haven for everyone to get together and not bicker and banter or whatever, and enjoy the game without politics getting involved?
Sports is always that come to the table. Everybody don't, they forget about, what happened Monday through Friday. You know what I'm saying? So sports has always been that equalizer. But I think this year, because it's an election season, I think a lot more politicians are going to be at games. A lot more advertisements are going to be on TV during those particular hot items. So it may be challenging this year.
You missed one thing. Taylor Swift.
Nah.
When the Swifties and the Beehive get together, it might be over.
It'll be over.
That's gonna be ugly. So, Big Al, what do you think? You think it's gonna be a safe haven? So, if we take a trip to Texas and go see Roderick's son watch, you think we'll be safe out in the big state of Texas?
I don't know, man. I mean,
you're out there right now. How's the environment right now?
So right now, everything has been cool. I mean, every time I come here, it's open arms, welcome open arms. I go outside the city, downtown, or wherever. I don't really, run into a whole bunch of the nonsense and everything like that. I ran into one thing the other day where, we heard about how they were running the power people off who was coming to help during the storm. You know what I'm saying? I ran into that situation where it's a group of 4 guys and people just started, yelling and cussing at them. And I got a better sense of what was going on with that. But besides that, man, it's just about, just keep your business. You know what I'm saying?
Texas
keep your business, keep your shit to yourself.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's vastly approaching.
I just found out I could carry my gun on the plane, so hey, I'm good now.
Well, I don't know if y'all been watching it. I've been keeping up with the news. Like we thought, Trump decided to drop out the debate. He just issued a statement, given the continued political chaos surrounding crooked Joe Biden and the Democratic Party. General election debate details cannot be finalized until Democrats formally decide on their nominee. This is a strong sense by many in the Democratic Party, namely Barack Hussein Obama, that Kamala Harris is a Marxist fraud who cannot beat President Trump. And they are still holding out for someone better. Therefore, it would be inappropriate to schedule things with Harris because Democrats very well could still change their minds.
On my napkin, that.
But isn't the debate after
September 10th?
When is the convention?
August 19th.
So how he drop out after?
Trump is a big baby. One of the things that he hate right now is that Kamala Harris has sucked all the oxygen out of the media.
All his attention.
He can't get this free media that he's used to, and all this excitement and momentum. They don't know what to do with it. Just tonight, here's another report. White women, 136,000 white women got on a Zoom call tonight in support of Kamala Harris, and they raised over $1 million in 30 minutes.
But you know what tax bracket they was in, dude.
and more. You know what I'm saying? So this excitement, y'all, I promise you, I haven't seen nothing like it since 2008.
Yeah,
man. Yeah. Trump cannot keep Obama's name out his mouth. He's been talking about Obama since 2000.
And why do you think it is?
Way before that.
You mad his crowds can't be like Obama's crowds were.
Yeah, it's ever since the birtherism, man. He hasn't stopped.
He started it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but going back to football season, fella, how we feel Georgia's going to do this year? I mean,
we look
like if they can get past them first 6 games, they're going to the Natty.
I think if they get past, we got a bye week before we play Alabama. We got a pretty easy schedule before that. We're gonna knock Clemson off, which is gonna solidify us as unopposed for the first week, which I think they shouldn't start ranking until after week 6. But that's going to solidify us. In week 1, we're going to beat the brakes off Clemson. Then we got an easy game against Tennessee Tech. And then we're going to roll in. I think it's Kentucky after that, which in the past, Kentucky has given us a little bit of issue. But after that, we're going to go with we got the Alabama, but we got a bye week before that. And,
hold on, Slick. We also got breaking news. Well, it's breaking old news. We got Rodney Deakins in the building. He used to be a Florida Gator fan, but we've converted him over to the Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah.
And he's saying go Dogs one time for Big Bro Rock.
Yeah, Big Bro finally came around. So, he came around last year. I even witnessed him in a jersey. So he legit. Yeah.
He saw the light.
Yeah, he came to my son game in a dog jersey, so he legit.
He finally figured out they not like us.
Yeah. But you know how it is. Sometimes we get a little cocky, and then that last weekend in October, we nut up. So
yeah, we played
on our competition. That gauntlet, I think we good.
Yeah, good stuff.
The good thing is we're gonna make the playoffs, regardless if 1 loss or 2 losses. We're gonna make the playoffs.
And another thing, this is the last Thursday without football.
Oh yeah, man. Well, we got the Olympics coming up too, so this might be the best time of the year. I mean,
football been back for me. I got NCAA, the new NCAA. Trying to get my dynasty up and going right now.
Oh man, that's what's up. That's what's up. Well, we still have. What's the longest we've ever gone in the show? This might be
I don't know, man, but the politics to me was a good thing tonight, man. If we ran a little bit, I think that was a conversation that need to be had. So, Edmund has always been a fan of Kamala, and he brought me in. He wrote me in.
Kamala, dog. You keep calling her the wrestler name.
What the fuck?
Hey, Shannon, I wasn't gonna correct it. I'm just happy to have him in the fold. I wasn't gonna correct it.
What is his name? Kamala.
It's Kamala.
Kamala. Press the name that start with a K and not that start with a D.
Hey, that yellow woman in office.
Hey, we just happy to have you over here, bro.
Yeah. But hey, y'all got me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you, some of these people making these comments about her, making me a strong advocate for her.
And that's what's gonna happen, and that's been my argument to a lot of people.
Yeah,
I said keep saying that stuff. You gonna make people that were on the fence gonna go support her, and you are a representation of that.
Not only that, a lot of the husbands out there that's talking trash about her, what's gonna end up happening is their wife's gonna take it personal, say, "Hey, so are you saying I can't do nothing like that? You saying I can't do what I want to do?"
You hitting there right on the head.
Oh, it's already happening. It's already happening. But before we go, we're gonna do a little around the horn, but we need some audience participation. And what city are you from, Bynum, in North Carolina?
Rocky Mount.
Rocky Mount,
Eastern North Carolina, right up 95.
All right. So those who are tuned in and you're from Glennville, or if you're from Reedsville, but this is a post I put up several years ago. It had almost 500 responses to it. But I'll start with Slick. You're from Glennville when fill in the blank.
Hey, when I tell you to meet at the light, you know where you was at. You was at Green Street, Green and Smith. Well, MLK now.
Okay, there it is. All right, Michael, you're from Glennville when?
During the summer, you went to the combined vacation Bible school, First AB in St. James and the Zion Temple. Everybody had the one vacation Bible school.
Hey, what did you get more out of the scriptures or football skills?
Man, I got freaked out one year.
That food bag.
Food bag. them flour cookies and that red juice.
Yeah. I did learn how to tackle though, because we was gonna bust out a game.
Yes, sir. As soon as they put us on break. All right, Edmund. Man, you like a Glennville almanac, man. You remember everybody and everything.
Emma was in them streets, man.
We had them 3 candy ladies, boy. One took food stamps. You can go over there and get a whole meal. You from Glennville when you go buy you a whole entire meal from Sister Tillman with a food stamp.
Hey, what was that sauce you put on it though, Edmund?
It was. I figured it out at school one day. I looked up and found it. I was mixing mayonnaise, ketchup, and mustard. And when I mixed that thing, I said, "This that secret sauce." That's what that secret sauce was on them little bitty hamburgers. But man, you go there get you a ham for $1 food stamp. You get you a hamburger, you get you some cookies, and you get you a soda.
Oh man, she should have patented that. That's like that $1,000 so McDonald's use, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Big Gooch. You kind of been around the corner. You delivered Avon. You worked at funeral homes. You worked at Family Dollar.
Who the hell hired you at a funeral home?
Man, Gooch was the man at Rhymes at one time.
Well, you worked out there?
Yeah, man.
No, hey, all of that. You know you can Glennville. You know you can.
Hold on, dog. Hold your phone sideways because we can't hear you.
You went mute.
No, it's the laptop, man. It's the
you're on the
laptop,
laptop.
man.
Tap it three times and shake it.
You and Phil must be working on the same equipment.
All right, go try again one time, though.
I said, you know you from Glenville. When you go to surrounding counties, everybody know who your daddy is.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
But I don't, boy.
Hey, Roger, what was my man name? We walked from school, we passed by his house, and he'd be like, "What you say there, Slick Kane, son?" What was his name? KP or something like that?
KP.
Knew everybody, daddy, a parent. And
everybody. Yeah.
KP.
KP
down in your barbershop every day.
Yeah. See, I forgot about that cat.
Yeah, man. He knew everybody's parents. All right, Mr. Bynum, you know you're from Rocky Mount, North Carolina. When
your lunch every day is a ham sandwich, a pack of nabs, and a Pepsi.
Nah, you from Glennville.
Oh man, I was about to say that's interchangeable with us right there.
Yeah, he shop at Miss Silla.
And Piggly Wiggly when she ain't open.
Yeah. Yeah. You fit right on in.
Yeah, man. My last thing is, you know you're from Glennville when all the stores close and the corner store is the last store open for the night.
Yes,
so in the chat, keep it going. You know you're from Glenville when. Let us know what you think. Put the comments down. You know you're from Greaseville when, because we have a lot of Greaseville support as well.
You ride a short bus.
Hey man, Trey say you gonna get you talking about Greaseville, bro.
Hey, it's all love. Man, I tell you, I'm kin to half of Reedville.
I was about to say that's
I'm kin to half of Reedville, bro.
Oh,
I just be messing with them, man. But they know they be on that short bus, man.
Oh yeah, they family.
Oh, you about to get a call tonight.
They friends that become family. I got one more thing to show. This is a throwback here. We got Big Rock commenting. You know you're from Glenville when Big Slick Kane Club was the spot.
Yes, sir.
So
I done served all y'all mamas liquor.
Ooh, wait, I'm glad you ain't say nothing about First AB and the Deacons.
Oh man, why you even brought them up?
So, hey.
Oh, they had Vacation Bible School recently. They fed them kids spaghetti. They fed them kids good meal.
Listen, Vacation Bible School is way more advanced than it was when we used to go.
Giving us some cookies in that little cheap styrofoam cup with Kool-Aid.
Hey, during Vacation Bible School, I used to sell y'all deacons over there cigarette.
Here you go. Here you go.
They used to come over there and get some cigarettes from
Hey. These are the thoughts of the individual.
Shannon, go ahead and post that other one.
Hey, come over there and let me get a half pint. Them kids over there bad.
All right, we got one more. We're gonna see if y'all agree with this one.
Oh, Phil done upgraded. He done stole. Hey, he done stole the damn child school.
Damn, there you go. Man, show your face, bro.
He stole the iPad, man.
He done stole the iPad.
Hey, your login in with edu.
Oh, you supposed to turn that back in at the
All right, we got one more. You know you from somebody brave enough to put this from Reedsville. You know you went from Reedsville when You got the finest girls around. Oh man.
Whoa, look at you.
So what do y'all think? Yay or nay? If any girl, or ladies, women from Glennville, do y'all agree with that? Or
Glennville is that?
Yeah, I'm about to start some shit.
Yeah, so Keela, we gonna let you have that.
Hey, so y'all talking about Nikila, you talking about Reedsville? Are you talking about Reedsville plus Cobbtown plus Collins?
You gotta lump them all in
I'm just trying
together.
to clarify the area.
She say I know she right. She all right.
Yeah. She needed to find that. We talking about Reedsville or the surrounding little, what they
Cobbtown, Collins.
Yeah.
Tyson.
Yeah, they got half of Tyson, eh? Okay, she said that's up.
Okay, good
I'm
stuff.
going to check her Facebook page. Let me see what she's talking about.
Yeah, Keela, she the home team, man. She the home team.
Miss Joanne said, you know you from Glennville when you're in the store in town and your grandkids say you know everybody.
Oh yeah, Miss Joanne, you should have been rent familiar. Everybody know you.
Everybody.
Yeah, but once again, thank you guys for tuning in to the corner store. Man, any parting shots before we go? It looks like we lost Big Al. Phil, you know, sent Al a virus.
They
Phil?
swapping. Hey, they swapping out. They swapping computers.
Hey man. Hey man. Nah, I just want to send a shout out to everybody, man. I ain't seen a lot of y'all. Some of y'all I don't know who that is, but big shouts out to everybody, man, that's on the show.
All right, good stuff, man. Welcome back. Good to see your face and hear your voice and all that stuff, man. Come back to the corner store. You got to pass the background check before we make you a host, though.
Man, you're gonna have to get up out that bed too, bro.
Yeah, man.
What we got going on here? We ain't no fan only around here.
Man, I know, right?
Hey,
for real, bro.
Hey, you called it out. You called it out. Hey, you called it out in the beginning, man.
What's your OnlyFans?
Stupid, man.
What's your OnlyFans page? Bird
Hey,
man?
You said the 50 Club, man. I think you got a background.
Hey, Birdman / I'm military.
Hey, you said the 50 Club, bro. I think you got a background behind you.
Oh, man. That's good stuff.
That's
man.
right.
Hey, man, go take off that James Evans V-neck, bro.
Man, that shit long as hell.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, I'm gonna see y'all. Hey,
you showed us your V-neck?
y'all going to the Donald thing, man. I hope I see y'all.
Here. Bye, man.
We still live.
We still live, bro. We still live. We ending the show, man. Parting shots, and we'll go to Bynum real quick.
Background.
All right, talk to y'all later.
All
right, brother. All right, on you, Bynum. Any parting shots?
No. Like I say, I'm new, man, so I don't know. I don't know what the entail of the parting shots outside of just, man. I appreciate y'all having me, and hopefully I can be invited back and get to do it again and get a little more acquainted with the show, man, and be ready for it next time.
Yeah, man, you my type of people, man. You come on.
Yeah, most definitely, man. I mean, in Georgia, they used to not. Do they still not sell beer on Sundays?
Nah, that's legal now. They sell beer on Sundays.
Yeah, it's like
that's South Carolina, ain't it?
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well, you know,
like,
Roger
you can't buy it on Sunday until after 12 o'clock.
Yeah, well, Roger usually partakes in some spirit, so feel free to come back and partake.
I got to look at the house, man. Matter of fact, I'm a little upset because I'm up in my room tonight, and I had my liquor downstairs, and I finished drinking like the first 10 minutes of the show. So
you manageable. You manageable right now. We don't need you unmanageable, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to regroup next week. Week after, yeah.
Oh, here we go. All right, to the teacher of the year, Mr. Edmund. Any parting shots, shout outs, or just
great show tonight, man. Great show.
Oh, right, one thing, Shannon. What was that? The group that I can't remember the name of the group, but the group
Dream
that
Up.
had the event this
Dream
past
Up,
weekend.
Dream Up.
Yeah,
Dream Up. Hey, good stuff from the home team. A lot of them folks were my family members. Good stuff for them. From my understanding, that's going to be an ongoing thing, an annual thing. So come out and support. You know, every year they want to make sure that they increase the numbers, increase the support. And the great thing about that, most of the panel and everybody was from Glennville, and they were people that still live in Glennville. And you know, that was to me a great thing that folks that's back home stepped up, and with folks that moved on from Glennville came in and helped augment that successful event.
Yeah, that's good stuff, but I'm gonna have to write that word down. What'd you say? Augment? But I ain't heard that in a long time. Good stuff, boy.
Bro.
Boy, you scored a 1400 on the SAT.
Hey man,
yes sir. That joke barely got out Miss Coleman class. You use words like augment.
Mike. Hey, you ask Miss Coleman what the deal is. Hey, Miss Coleman told me one time. She said, "I'm gonna fail y'all." I said, "You can't fail me, because if you fail me, you'll fail your whole class." Well, she was mad as all out world. So hey, don't get it twisted.
Everybody cheating off you though.
And I'm gonna show y'all that wall with them 4 degrees on that wall. Hey,
I already know, bro.
Oh yeah,
I already know. The potential's always been there. It's just a matter of the will and the effort. So, and that's it. Go for all of y'all. All of y'all are very intelligent, proud young men. So, my parting shots is shout out to Glennville, shout out to Reesville. What it is again, Bynum?
Rocky Mount.
Rocky Mount. So next time you come on, you got to tell people from Rocky Mount.
What is that? What you said?
Ain't that's up 95, right?
Yeah, it's right there between. If you, it's probably about 45 minutes north of Raleigh. That'd probably be the biggest city. Everybody, Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill area, about 45 minutes to an hour north of that.
I drove through there a couple times.
All right, good stuff. Next time you come on, you got to tell the people in Rocky Mount that you're coming on ahead of time, and then we're gonna get into storytelling. We like to tell
got somebody
stories
famous from there?
From Rocky Mount?
Yeah, Rocky Mount.
Yeah. What's the boy playing for Carolina? Shoot, man, you done put me on the spot. But yeah, it's a couple folk.
That ain't where Fantasia is from, is it?
No. They from they up closer towards Charlotte area.
Okay.
Like
What
Rock Hill or something like that.
There's another cat. I can't think of his name. I'll get all that information for you though. I'll have my list of 5 people from there when we come back.
All right, good stuff. Right. But Michael, anything you want to say before we go?
Yeah, man, good show. Definitely enjoyed the conversation tonight, and don't let the excitement die down. We have a bad habit of, having that initial rush and losing attention. So don't lose attention. Don't let the excitement die down. Let's keep it pushing. We got a long road to November, and again, Southeast Georgia, we do have a chance to do something special with flipping 2 seats, especially Congressional District 1, because Buddy Carter does a lot of damage in Congress and votes against his own interests. That is a military area, and he votes against a lot of things for veterans and the military. So Liberty County, Long County, Richmond Hill, Bryan County, all y'all get Buddy out of there.
Yeah, give me that pronunciation for Miss Vice President right now. What's the
Kamala? Like the comma at the end of Kamala.
Kamala.
Yes.
But that was perfect right there, but that's fluent, man. That's good there, bro.
See, you can tell her daddy was black because we always naming something that you can't pronounce all of them. You can't have regular names no more. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Roger's stupid, man.
All right, man. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Corner Store. If you're catching this replay, go back to the beginning of it. Some very good information and relates to the political environment. So just tap in. We're trying to do this every other Thursday. So we'll be back on in 2 weeks, and we're going to open up the phone lines once again. I think that was a good integration to keep it more interesting. Until then, see you next time. So bring your annihilators, your chips, and your juice. Peace out.
Yep. Where you feel that?